saying hello to a good friend of ours we haven't seen in quite some time. Very versatile player. This is Bela Fleck. Hello, Bela. Good to have you here, buddy.
Good to be here.
The song you open the show with over there is a good example of the type of music that you've been able to become about. And this is unique music, and I'm curious, when you go in the studio and you hear all this unique instrumentation, is it something you plan, or you get in there and just jam around till it occurs?
You know what I'm saying? Usually it's planned, but I like to play with people who are unique musicians, and everybody who is up there today is kind of the best at what they do.
They really are. Drop some names, because you have some heavy.
Well, Sam Bush is my old buddy from Newgrass Revival.
Oh, yeah.
And Stuart Duncan, great fiddle player, probably my favorite bluegrass fiddle player today. Jerry Douglas, the greatest dobro player, and of course Victor Wooten, who was voted the best bass player recently, and Future Man, who is definitely the best syntax drumatarist on the planet, and probably the only one as well.
Wait, syntax drumatarist?
Right, that's that instrument. If you heard drums but you didn't see them, they were coming from the fellow on the far left.
How did this come about, that you have all these traditional instruments on stage with something? I assume that Future Man created all these instruments that he plays over there.
Yes, he did. And this particular record is a move towards a more acoustic direction, and so we're integrating old friends of ours from the bluegrass community back into the more jazz stuff that I've been doing with the Flecktones for the last few years.
Well, now, are you mostly praised or criticized for expanding the way you have from bluegrass into all the different types of music?
A little bit of both.
Really?
But I manage to get away with it usually.
Yeah. I mean, the critics and the fans just go crazy. I mean, you're traveling all over the world. Just got back from where, Mongolia or somewhere?
Yeah, we got to go to Mongolia and Singapore and Thailand, and some of the music we heard in Mongolia sounded a lot like the Stanley Brothers to me.
Really?
Yeah, it really did. There's some amazing music there.
You have to have some sort of apprehension as to what to expect when you visit the Far East and all these countries where you're going to play your music.
Well, music is kind of a universal language. It's like a language. You can go over and start playing music with somebody and not speak that kind of language at all, and be playing music almost instantly and understand each other very well. And a lot of times there aren't disagreements between musicians like there are between countries and political situations. But in this situation, it was just wonderful.
Well, this may sound like a simplistic question, but what is the impetus for going over to like Mongolia or Singapore? I mean, it's obviously not for album sales.
Well, this trip was a cultural exchange thing put on by the government, and I think just about everybody. I know Jerry has done trips like that, Sam and Stuart too, and so it's a cultural exchange. They bring people over to show the people in those countries that there is other things happening besides what does get across. Like, they will hear Michael Jackson, they may hear Garth Brooks, but they won't know that there's jazz, they won't know that there's bluegrass, they won't know about all the other great music that comes from this country.
Yeah. Now, when you get over there and go to all these different countries, don't you get some of the locals to sit in with your sessions?
Every country that we were in, we learned local music, and then we'd have people up on stage to play with us, which was very exciting. It was very exciting.
Did the talent amaze you, or say, well, wait a minute, they probably haven't been able to learn to pick? Just like
no, they could pick. They could pick, but they picked in their own way.
I got you.
And that was what was great. We got to play with people who were really good. In the Philippines, we met a guy who played the leaf. He took a leaf out of the shrubbery and started playing songs on it. We heard people playing instruments that we'd never thought of.
Oh, you should have seen our show the other night, Bela. We had a guy in our audience who played his ear.
Really?
He seriously did. He put his palm on his ear and created this suction thing, and he actually played us a song.
Sounds painful.
It does. Would you like him as part of your band? I'm sure we could find him.
Maybe an audition could be arranged.
Yeah. Future Man would probably like to meet him, wouldn't he?
I don't think so.
In the meantime, I was going to say, in the meantime, we highly recommend Tales from the Acoustic Planet. This is the name of the album, and you're going to see a mixture of jazz and bluegrass come together here. Basically what he did, he got musicians who'd never played jazz and musicians who'd never played bluegrass and let them mesh, right?
Right, and some great things happened with some great jazz musicians like Chick Corea and Branford Marsalis and Paul McCandless and Bruce Hornsby played, and then we had Sam and Jerry and Stuart and Tony Rice, and it was a real great meeting, and the Flecktones were at the core of the whole thing.
And you play in Nashville soon?
Yeah, actually, we're playing at the Ryman Theater, and it may be one of the first jazz concerts that's been at the Ryman, and Chick Corea is going to be joining us, as well as everybody you saw tonight.
And very quickly, tell the folks the name of the song that you just played.
Well, that was Cheese Balls in Cowtown.
Cheese Balls in Cowtown. Now, what I want to know is, how do you take an instrumental like that and decide to name it Cheese Balls in Cowtown?
Well, it's a good question.
We'll let you
Like
ponder
the ear
it.
thing, you just
We'll think
do
about
it.
that.
Yeah, okay, you ponder it for a while. In the meantime, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones will return later on Music City Tonight.